Whether we know it or not, we're all manipulated. It's becoming almost impossible to think or even act for ourselves anymore. We're manipulated, programmed, and brainwashed right from the start. Right from the day we're born. By family, by press, by television. And more we know less and less of who they are. Who could they be? Is it the boss we work for? Who tells him what to do? Is it the government? Whoever's in power, it seems just the same. So, who's behind them?
In mid-December of 2020, the self-proclaimed most censored person in YouTube history, a likable Canadian media psyops analyst known as Jeff C., was making some interesting allegations about ice cream. He suspected that ice cream was being used as a delivery vehicle for ingestible nanotechnology. I know, it sounds crazy, right? Whacked out Philip K. Dick stuff. But like it or not, we're living in a Philip K. Dick world now, and Jeff C. was connecting the dots in a way that started to seem plausible. I should mention here that I was only vaguely aware of Jeff C. at the time. I'd seen some of his videos, but I hadn't been listening to his live streams. I did, however, follow the work of a friend of his, Grace at Really Graceful, who put together the intro sequence for Jeff C.'s livestream videos that you're watching now. Grace will turn up again later in this narrative. Anyway, to get back to our Philip K. Dick world, Jeff C. noted that the new mRNA vaccines being rolled out by Pfizer and Moderna had to be transported and stored at temperatures below zero. This is called a cold chain, and any break in that chain, any slip to temperatures above freezing, would render the new vaccine technology ineffective. And guess what else gets ruined if it's not transported and stored in perfect cold chain links? That's right, ice cream. Jeff C. found a news article that made the connection explicit between the logistics of mRNA vaccine distribution and getting ice cream into your freezer. He speculated that both were being used to get nanotech into human bodies, to push as many people as possible into a technofascist-controlled, transhumanist future. This particular rabbit hole opened up for Jeff C. when he saw a commercial showing a woman turning into a transhumanist cyborg as she played the video game Halo. The key line for him was,
"Sometimes I can't tell myself from my machine. I think that's by design."
But once they get into our bodies, and this is what it looks like they're cluing us in on, is that they've been putting this nanotech into our products. And potentially it's ice cream that is the biggest culprit, and this all ties in. It's nuts.
Trying to find the commercial again so he could discuss it on an upcoming show, Jeff C. did a keyword search for Halo, which works as a synonym for corona when we're talking about things like the light flares around the moon during a solar eclipse. That led him to a Halo Top ice cream commercial by a director I admire named Mike Diva, whose work can be seen in brief glimpses in several of my earlier documentaries. Jeff C. saw the transhumanist agenda at work in the Halo Top commercial, which is a spoof on the ending of Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey. But I just see a skilled director with a surrealistic sense of humor.
Oh. Hello. Good morning. It is time for ice cream.
There is, of course, a possibility that both assessments are correct. A director might make a commercial with only selling ice cream in mind.
Eat the ice cream.
And then that commercial might be co-opted by sinister forces a few years later, when the time comes to adulterate ice cream with graphene oxide hydrogel and lipid nanoparticles, like drizzled chocolate and candy sprinkles, containing mRNA strands in suspended animation that, once unfrozen, start zipping around inside your body, using your own DNA to transform you into a Kubrickian cosmic fetus.
What is this place?
Eat the ice cream.
I don't want it anymore.
Eat the ice cream.
Get that away from me.
Or more likely, it'll turn you into a genderless, transhumanist robo-monkey who loves going to work, while the self-assembling swarm of nanobots inside it slowly eats away at its brain. There's an ice cream commercial for that, too.
I eat little baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet. I spring from activity to activity. I love my job. I love my life. When you eat little baby's ice cream, you'll wink and nod and hug and high-five each other with great enthusiasm. This is a special time.
Where's David?
2001 is about that merge of man and machine. Dave, Hal, in the film Alien, you know how the AI turns on the men and wipes them out with the black goo? The David, oh my god, it was David too, holy crap.
Everyone you love is gone. There is only ice cream.
Ice cream, that's all we need.
This is the kind of, I mean, when I do this work, and I've been doing it for so many years, I've made a lot of videos like this where it's just, you see me falling down the rabbit hole while I'm doing this. This is kind of why I'm doing it like this, because I'm piecing together a lot of this right now. So you've got the halo, right? With the devilish, ghoulish H with the halo, the crown, right? The corona is a crown. Of course, they're delivering the coronavirus vaccines in 6x6x6 crates, frozen, kept at minus 70 degrees Celsius.
Everyone you love is gone. There is only ice cream.
So it's almost like the person is waking up, because the person doesn't know where they are, right? This old woman here. And it's like they're waking up in whatever reality is, the Matrix or whatever, right? And ice cream for you, ice cream for me.
Ice cream, you scream, you scream for ice cream. Ice cream, that's all we need.
It's possible that it is AI that is going to wipe us out or something. That maybe that's what the whole thing is. That the AI is decided to get rid of humans or merge humans or whatever, right? Because they're giving you so much sort of indications that the artificial intelligence is Terminator. Of course, and check this out. Terminator, Dark Fate. Now, if you look at the promo poster here, you've got the halo, the sun. This is all about transhumanism because the main character here, this person here, is a transhumanist.
If you think ingestible nanotechnology is outside the realm of possibility, then you probably don't know about the scientists who are trying to put mRNA vaccines in your salad greens.
Nostalgia is really the thing these days, isn't it?
And you probably haven't been reading Elana Freeland's latest book about geoengineered transhumanism. But I have, and it's spooky stuff.
And the GMOs and the vaccinations.
Nanotechnology can be inhaled, ingested, or injected.
Please go get a booster.
It has the potential to turn every human being on the planet into a brain-machine interface node in an inescapable internet of bio-nano things, where technocratic tyranny and the absence of free will would be all but guaranteed.
It's not only the machines that control us from the outside, it'll be the machines that control us from the inside, you know, the nanotechnology, you know. You're talking to a person and they're watching a movie in their retina, you know? It'll be hard to get everybody's attention.
The evil geniuses who want to force this crap into us, as the android with ice cream or jizz in its veins said in Alien, are perfect predators.
There's gotta be a way of killing it. How? How do we do it?
I still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you?
Their minds are unclouded by conscience, remorse, or delusions of morality.
Social Security. You need to be vaccinated if you want to get whatever benefits they give. You need to be vaccinated.
You also probably don't know that Jeff C. was found dead on Christmas Eve, about a week after his ice cream nanotech ran. He was only 48. Grace got worried about him when he didn't show up for his next scheduled live stream, so she sent one of his friends to check up on him. Jeff C. had been complaining of migraines, and he'd apparently died from a brain aneurysm, although some of his fans didn't want to rule out directed energy weapons or other covert means of foul play. And really, who could blame them when it's so easy to have someone taken out these days?
How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein?
The schemers at the top of the military-industrial media intelligence complex seem determined to get whatever's in those mRNA vaccines into everybody but themselves. They'll do it by hook or by crook, with enticements and punishments. If ice cream can help, or junk food in general, I'm sure it's already part of the program. You should know something's not right when Larry Flint starts offering $5,000 limo and lap dancing packages to anyone who gets the jab at one of his hustler clubs.
Jab for a jiggle?
Yeah, we like that.
We like it.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. All these incentives and gaslighting.
How's this for incentive to get your vaccine? Get your shot today and you can get free dances from a local strip club.
Larry Flint's Hustler Club is among the sites offering COVID-19 vaccinations this weekend.
From 4 to 7, you can come here and get your COVID shot and then all kinds of other perks. So here I am. Once you come here and get your shot, man, listen to this perk package. You get a Platinum Club membership, free bottle, limo rides, tickets to another sexy show that they're touting. It's like a package worth $5,000.
Yeah! I love it! America!
And likewise, when people start getting arrested in movie theaters and Burger Kings for not being vaccinated, as we've seen happening in New York City recently, just as we're achieving herd immunity with the Omicron variant, well, you can't help but wonder if this media-driven vaccine obsession has always been about something else.
I agree with Thomas Sheridan's recent message. You should be very proud of yourself if you've survived all of the propaganda, fear-mongering, intimidation and pressure and demonizing, and you finish 2021 unjabbed. Good for you. If you've gotten this far and they didn't break you, then you can't be broken. 2 years of this crap. You got through 2 years of this, and 2021 was a very difficult year, but you got through it with your DNA intact.
Jeff C. surely would have seen through most of the bullshit being flung at us over the course of this past year.
Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
The free-thinking world would have been better off if he'd stayed with us. Instead, we had to chalk him up as another casualty of convenience for the New World Order. Or perhaps a case of censorship with extreme prejudice.
6 days ago, I left Brooklyn to drive to California.
The smartphones on display at the 2021 Greenwich Village Halloween Parade surely must have been at an all-time high. I've never seen so many zombies, demons, ghouls, and old fairies taking selfies in one place, unless you count the annual meetings of the World Economic Forum in Davos.
You will not be able to hide from Amazon and Alibaba and the secret police under the rule of digital dictatorships. In the 21st century, the really big struggle will be against irrelevance. And it's much worse to be irrelevant than to be exploited. Those who fail in the struggle against irrelevance would constitute a new useless class.
The comedian Bill Hicks used to say that watching TV was like taking black spray paint to your third eye. And based upon all the available evidence, I'm sure that smartphones accomplish a similar psychic blinding, with the added convenience of serving as always-on tracking and surveillance devices, so we can unload that pesky burden of privacy and personal sovereignty that we once had to carry alone. Some people have become so addicted to their screens and so blinded to soul-destroying bullshit that they remain oblivious to tyranny even as it puts masks on their faces, locks them in their homes, enacts the biggest transfer of wealth to the already obscenely rich in world history, and forces everyone else to show a digital passport to prove they're willing participants in synthetic biology experiments, while anyone who doesn't go along with the big pharma, DARPA, NIH globalist narrative is censored and socially ostracized. There's more than a whiff of fascism to all of this, but you wouldn't know it if you're only paying attention to mainstream news sources.
Every other online platform, social media, they would censor this for sure on YouTube. But what you're saying is incredibly important.
Censorship that has suppressed for 2 years information on safe and effective early treatment, and censorship on vaccine safety has led to large numbers of deaths, hospitalizations, and permanent disability. Joe, there is no bigger public health crisis than the impact of censorship in COVID-19.
YouTube will likely censor most of my future documentaries, just as it censored Part 3 of Technocrats and Tribulations, and many of the other videos I made before it. But my work can still be found on little-viewed anti-censorship platforms like BitChute and the Internet Archive, although for how much longer, there's no way of knowing. When people start being censored just for talking about things that are actually happening in the world, you know your society is only one step away from putting people into detention camps for thought crimes. And all of us who grew up during the pre-smartphone age can tell you what happens from there. You're not going to like it. Or maybe you will, if you've been letting your inner Nazi flag fly. These days, when I think about the future, I feel a bit like the caged panther described by Rainer Maria Rilke. His vision from the constantly passing bars has grown so weary that it cannot hold anything else. It seems to him there are 1,000 bars, and behind the bars, no world. If we want to stop those 1,000 bars from dropping into place around the human spirit, the time to act is now.